I don't think there's any doubt, there's any question. No one can argue that Le'Veon Bell has not elevated his market value. So you've either kept it stagnant or it's diminished. And I don't understand how you can allow that to happen while in the same breath missing out on over $14 million.
I do.
That doesn't make
understand.
sense to me. Please explain it. I'm all
okay.
ears.
There are a couple things. Number one, he may never recoup the money fully. Like, let's say 100% of the money he would have gotten if he had played this season, and he will get something like 90% of the money he would have made in his career because he didn't play this season. Something like that. Some percentage that approximates it but doesn't quite match it because he lost a full season of franchise tag money, which is a lot of money. There are a couple things that offset that. One, there's risk involved in playing this year, which could have jeopardized a huge contract going forward. That could have happened. And so, like, why do people buy insurance? Those premium payments, they're gone. It's in case, as Chris Rock said, something happens. In case, right? In case something happens. So the risk carries a premium. He paid the premium this season to avoid that risk. That's one. If that still doesn't do it for you, and I think it's reasonable if that doesn't, there's something else that we've paid zero attention to because we're so cynical. What has Le'Veon Bell consistently said about this? He's not just doing this for himself. He's blazing a trail. He's showing a way. And I dismiss that summarily. Yeah, okay, right. You got to say that PC answer because, you're doing this for other people, Le'Veon. You're doing it for all the running backs coming up behind you or other labor, just other players in the NFL dealing with franchise tag or dealing with the team. Never paid it any real mind. But, let's take that at face value for a second. What is at the player's disposal to counteract the CBA, which clearly favors the owners and the teams by a lot? What can they do? Well, you're going to take the franchise tag, right? Because it's a lot of money. And even though you're risking, that's why the team, what's in it for the team to slap the franchise tag on you? Well, they may pay that high premium for you this season, but they don't have to risk a longer-term deal with guaranteed money in a sport where your health is jeopardized on every play. That's why teams use the franchise tag. Well, there's a way around that, guys, says Le'Veon Bell. You simply don't pay. You simply don't play. They don't pay, and you don't play. It's going to be painful. You're going to give up a little money. It may work out that in the wash you're going to lose some. But guess what? You're not jeopardizing the real big guaranteed contract because of the short money.
Hold on. I'm coming back with another question because you're confusing me on this point. Okay, he sits out this year. He comes back next year. What is he coming back to, a long-term deal or a similar situation than he departed?
Oh, no. So here's the difference. They can't just tag him again, right?
Okay.
Now he is a free agent, so now
That's right.
he can talk to other teams. Now, he may have to stay in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh will have to match the offer, but he's arrived at so-called unrestricted free agency.
That's my understanding. Yeah. That's my understanding, which is why that's why I asked you the question, because here's where I'm going, Max. When you cover the NBA like I do, those situations have happened in the NBA in the past. Here's what transpires. When you're a restricted free agent, it's understood that's basically what this comes down to. When a team has an opportunity to match the offer, okay? What happens is that the belief is if a team gives the impression they're not trying to lose you, no matter what, unless they're going to get equitable compensation. And I'm here to tell you right now, I don't think the Steelers believe that Le'Veon Bell is worth a third-round compensatory pick, as they don't qualify it as equitable compensation, which is what you would get if you let him go next year. The bottom line is this. You're of the belief that the Steelers are going to retain him before losing him. As a result, unless it's a directed competitor that's confident you're going to retain him and therefore wants to cap strap you, they don't make you the offer because they're like, we ain't got a chance at keeping this guy. And as a result, it hinders you, which is why so many guys clamor for unrestricted free agency as opposed to restricted free agency.
That's a good question.
I do understand what you're saying. It's just that I don't think it's going to work for Le'Veon in the manner that you and I are vibing back and forth about, because I think that the NFL teams, recognizing that the Steelers can match it, are going to use that as a dissuasive measure for offering the deal. I'm just speculating, but that's what I think is going to happen.
Let's use that lens to assess now Le'Veon Bell's behavior. When we're all saying he's crazy, what is he doing this for? He's dampening his value. Well, if what you're saying is true, and if Le'Veon's perceiving it that way, maybe he's crazy like a fox. Think about what Mike Tomlin said. We want volunteers, not hostages. So maybe Le'Veon's making a problem in Pittsburgh, so they won't match. Furthermore, even if the perception is...
That's a good point.
Maybe. Even if the perception is they will match, that will only dampen enthusiasm around the league, which may suppress his value a little. But that's not enough to scare teams away from making an offer if they think they have a reasonable shot to get him. And there are teams out there that would greatly benefit from Le'Veon Bell's presence, even at the high price tag.
I get you, Max, and I understand. I'm vibing with you on that, but I will tell you this. This is not just about business any longer. Because of quotes from Mike Tomlin, because of quotes from various guys in the Steelers locker room, you can make the argument that it transcends business and there's more going on here than meets the eye. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying there seems to be a concerted effort on a part of the Pittsburgh Steelers to make the picture look as if it's more than just business. And when that happens, you never know how that can compromise a particular player's marketability. In this case, Le'Veon Bell. You can have people like for example, there's a couple of times, Max, that he's failed. He's failed the drug test. Okay, he's been suspended in the past before. You know good and damn well that there's going to be people out there that's looking at him, refusing to show up if he doesn't sign a day, missing out on $14 million, and you know there's going to be people that are speculating, all right, why didn't he really show up? What's really going on here? These are the kind of questions that get asked. And so I just wish he had guarded against this stuff better, but I hope it works out for him because he's a big-time player. I respect his position, and I don't think he's wrong in doing what he's doing. But I will say this, what the hell you come back from Miami to Pittsburgh for if you had no intentions of re-signing with the Steelers right now? Why would you do that?
I would say in response to that simply that while his intelligence is being questioned, like that's crazy, he's crazy, his sanity, he's crazy, or he's not smart. In fact, maybe what I'm not saying you're saying that. Maybe what we should be saying is he has guts.